Welcome back to another episode of the Cards franchise series. Your host, Sammy33. Getting close to the end of the season. More importantly, getting close to the end of August. So, we're about due for a monthly recap. But before we get to that point, we just finished a 4-game series as we start a road trip. 3 series, a sweep of Pittsburgh, PNC, the Pirates, a house of horrors for us. Pretty much the entire generation of the PS4. Maybe switching to the PS5 has brought us some good fortune. 2 sweeps in a row at PNC. Let's take a look and see how things played out. Also, let's keep tabs on the home run tracker with Carpenter and Pujols along the way. So let's go look at some highlights. Get the series started with a bang. Tommy Edman, first batter of the game, going yard. 1 of 3 hits for Tommy on the day. You'll take whatever you can get out of a young man. Cardinals take an early lead. You know, with Tommy, it's been kind of a weird season for him. He ebbs and flows. He shows some semblance of power. Then he has games where he just can't even touch the baseball. But definitely a good way to start. 400 even. Going to the second. Carlson driving it into the corner and right. You can see he's going to get to second base. 1 run was scored there. Won't get 2. But hey, Carlson's with an early double. You can see the manager already out. We're going to get back to Dylan just a little bit. Very interesting game for the young man. Keep in mind, already 1 base with a double. Going to the third, Mr. Pujols. Already a 3-0 game. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The most hurtful runs batted in come with 2 outs. Pujols with a single up the middle. Increases the lead to 4. The old man just keeps getting it done. So happy to have him back on this squad. Hopefully we'll get him back there IRL. You can see, run batted in. And again, we go to Tommy. Single up the middle. Forgot it struggled the last couple of games. These multi-hit games are really nice. Puts another run up on the board. 1 of 3. Runs batted in for Mr. Edman. Now Carlson. A triple, a double, and a single, all in that order. So this game is in hand, and it looks like he's got, but it's foul. So close to the rare cycle. The last cycle that I hit for was with Jason Hayward a long time ago. You know, that's before the Cubs finally won a World Series, so that already was a long time ago, so we know that's forever long ago. But Carlson, yeah, that's going to continue. 2-1 count, 2 runners on. I said the game's already in hand. Dylan, going right, and guess what? It will be gone. The rare cycle, one of the hardest things to do, his 20th home run of the season, and he comes up with a rare feat. So we don't get to do that very often. I think in my a while of baseball, I've only hit for 4. This is the 4th, and it's a pretty special one. Young kid, hopefully a sign of things to come as the season goes on. And with that, the exclamation mark on the game, 12-0 win, 19 hits. Lost in all this, Michaelis. 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, complete game shutout. And in game 2, we're going to get Kim against Brubaker. Kim, one of the league leaders in ERA. Getting some help early. Pujols going to right center, a dive. Won't get there, and guess what? Albert says, you know what? Let me turn on those jets. A rare triple for Albert Pujols. The helmet came off and all. Very rare to see Albert get to third base. Hell, these days it's hard to see him get to second base. But the dive in right allows it to happen. Just can't get the ball in quick enough, and Albert heads up base running, gets the third. And it would be rewarded because Yachty would be up next. And with 2 outs, Yachty drives in the run. So the old guard, Pujols and Yachty, coming up with the big run. And Kim gets an early lead. Love to see it. Yachty hasn't exactly been Mr. Reliable this season, but at least with his bat, gets a good moment here. We'll take it. So 2-0. Jumping ahead to the 7th inning, low-scoring game. Got Nolan Arenado up, full count, and he's gonna drive one to left in the corner, and that is gonna be gone. So a 2-0 game now sits at 5-0. Kim and the Cardinals looking really good. Arenado mashes against lefties. He continues to do it. He has not exactly been hitting well in the second half of the season, but the hits have been important ones. Home runs, home runs, home runs. So again, 2 outs. Another run, a group of runs in this case, 3. And the Cardinals sit comfortable. Now Kim, he's going to give up 1 to left. That's going to score 1. Second runner coming in close, not close enough. Just like that, 5-2. So Kim pitched a great 6 innings, but he's going to find some trouble in the 7th. Going to cause a little bit of problems there. Or should I say, some nervousness. But altogether, he comes out. The bullpen with Gallegos coming back comes through. Gallegos pitches 1 in the 3rd, and Reyes a clean 9th for the win. The Cardinals would add 1 in the 8th, 6-2 win. We head to game 3. We're going to get Waino on the mound against Ponce. And again, the Cardinals strike early. Arenado feasting against the Pittsburgh Pirates in this series. I think he loves PNC Park. 2-run home run, his 28th of the season. Home runs would be a theme in this game. Arenado going yard. Early lead. Going to the 4th. Goldie against Cody Ponce. He smashes 1 to left. That's going to be gone. 3-0 St. Louis. Their 2 big right-handed bats coming up. Goldie's 35th. He wouldn't be done. But we're going to go to Polanco in the 4th. That smash. Waino doesn't have the velocity, and he gets a hold of that one. And let me tell you, Gregory dumped that one out pretty far. His 24th of the year, cuts it to 1. But in the 6th, off of Clay Holmes, Goldie tucking that in the corner. His second of the game, 36th home run. Second run batted in. Edman would add 2, and there would be your score, 6-2. So you can look at the starting pitchers. Both went 5 innings. Waino gets the win, a little more support. Goldie with 3 hits, Edman with 2. Love to see it. And then we're going to have the finale. So the quiet bats that everyone probably were watching. Let's talk about Carp first. Carp really struggled in this series, but he did not on that swing. Again, the Cardinals striking early. The theme of this series, 409 feet by Matt Carpenter, as he still battles belly for that MVP. 3-run home run. Cardinals up 3. And his first home run of the series, his first run batted in of the series. That stands. I mean, he did sit 1 game, but you're used to Carp being productive. There you go, to right center. And this would be quite the game. Rodon in the bottom of the 4th, giving up a solo shot to Colin Moran. His 11th of the year. He cuts it to 5-2. They weren't done. Back to back. Goodwin tucking it in the right. 5-3. It looks like we've got a ball game. It had 1 in the 5th to make it 5-4. And then a rarity, Goldie, Oppo Taco. That makes it 6-4. Another run would be added in the 7th. And then we have this pretty cool moment. Pujols loves this ballpark, loves this team. A grand slam. His 21st of the season. 11-4. And just when you thought it was over, no. A grand slam answered. Rare that you see 2 in 1 inning. Good one answers with 1. But the Cardinals would hold. They had 1 in the 9th. And they win 12-8. 18 hits. Carp and Pujols both hitting home runs. Talk about them in a little bit. Let's look at the standings. Looking at the standings, we're getting to about 30 games left with each team, so it's kind of checking and see what's going on. Division-wise, the Braves coasting. They're just waiting to lock up that division crown. The Mets, long shot, but not likely. 12 back, just not a lot of time left. We'll kind of see how things play out in the next week and a half. If they can make a run there, maybe, but said we'll have to see. The Central, we've got it wrapped up. It's possible that we could lock up the division on the road. I doubt it. Or actually, we could tie. So we can prep for setting it up, division crown at home. So we have 6 games, the Reds and Milwaukee. So technically, we could, if we sweep Milwaukee and we do our job against the Reds, whoever Milwaukee plays, if they get swept, we could set up for winning division at home. More important thing is we're 85-45. So going back to the Braves, we're 5 clear of them. And going to the West, we are only 2.5 behind the Dodgers. So now that 4-game series has a lot of meaning. We could potentially, winning that series could potentially put us in a position where we could pass them for home field throughout the National League playoffs. That would be really, really big. We'll see what happens. Padres still a puncher's chance, 8.5 back. The Dodgers have struggled, so Padres are kind of treading water right now, going 5-5 in their last 10. There's a chance. We'll see what happens. I know that I definitely could help them. The wild card, Padres and Mets. You got the Nats 2 back, Phillies and Giants 3 back. Milwaukee is 3.5, so we obviously can have a big impact on them because we have 10 games left against them this season. And got the Marlins and Cubs kind of shouting distance. We'll see if they can make a run. American League, you got the Yankees, 87-44. Again, just like me, they're close to wrapping up the division. Early August looks likely. The Rays, though, you can see finally someone a little bit above 500. In the Central, where the big race is, you have Cleveland and Minnesota separated by a game, and you have the White Sox 6 back, so they're hovering. You can see Cleveland has struggled, 3-7 in their last 10, and this allowed Minnesota and Chicago to make up some of the distance. So this could be a really interesting race down the stretch. And in the West, the Astros comfortably ahead. The Angels, you can see they're streaking right now, 10 in a row. Only able to make up 3 games in those last 10, but still 7.5 back with some games against the Astros down the stretch. They might be able to make this division race a little bit closer. And then looking at the wild card, Angels, Twins comfortably ahead. The Rays and White Sox are 4.5, 5 back. And then puncher's chance, the Blue Jays at 7.5. We'll see what they can do. The Angels, though, look pretty solid in terms of the wild card. Make that 10-game win streak, especially here in the wild card, is let them make up a lot of ground and get them some extra space. Let's take a look at the home run chase. With 32 games left, basically a fifth of the season, just about, Pujols sits at 21. So statistically, you're looking at 26s somewhere. 25, 27 range is about what he's on pace for. Those guys, David, crazy, and strikeout, looking pretty good. So the question is, can Albert get on a hot streak? If so, maybe one of the higher numbers, somewhere between 27 and 30 have a good chance of winning. If not, strikeout pretty much is playing with house money right now. Pujols goes on a cold streak given the declining production. It's understandable. Carp, again, pace-wise, you're looking at somewhere around 55, 57, well, 56, 57. Again, Carp's one of those guys that can get white hot, hit 3 in a game, 5 in a series. He's a guy that can go home run or even hitless a series at a time. So you have Cincinnati coming up on the road. You got Milwaukee twice. There's a chance he can put up some big numbers. Will he? We'll see. A lot to be determined still between those two players. Now we have potentially a fun series with a certain big bat rested, Carp. We now have a 3-game series against the Reds, starting off with Tyler Mahle. So we get our top 3 going, and we're going to go to Cincinnati, a ballpark that has led to, as we know, lots of runs produced over the years. So Great American hopefully will allow for Carp maybe to hit a home run or 2 or 3 or 4, something like that. Anyways, we really hope to win this series and try to get closer to wrapping up this division. Of course, we have to keep pace with the Dodgers down the stretch. So we'll see what happens in this series coming up. We'll be getting to this Monday night. You won't see this video until Tuesday, so that series should have already happened. And we'll see if the confines of Great American will be good to the Cardinal bats. That said, make sure that you are following and sub to the YouTube channel to be notified when the next episode drops. Good luck to all of you in the home run sweepstakes as we go forward. Take care, and I will see you next episode.